Welcome to Drinking Bros, presented by GhostBed.com. Yeah, welcome to the Monday morning recap show, everybody. It's about 5:45 on the East Coast.
Yeah.
We held out as long as we could. The Players' Championship went into Monday because of horrific storms there at TPC Sawgrass. And you can cut over to Delco Dan's face right there. Go ahead. Yep. Just let it rain down. I don't even know why you're checking the phone. He's not going to come back. Our boy Keegan Bradley was right there, 150 to 1, top of the leaderboard.
Yeah.
And maybe played the last two holes as horrifically as one possibly could.
Happens.
He wasn't ready for that pressure.
Could have been much worse on 17.
Well, it's not over.
Played it safe.
Oh, 17.
Played it safe. 3-putted. Not great. And then put it in the pine straw on 18. Was trying to be overly cautious. Avoided the water and then just put it in the water on the second shot. So he is done. He's out. So go Cam Smith because
he's got a mullet. He's got a mullet. He's got a mustache. I'll support that.
Yeah.
I'll support that. That's a big disappointment though this weekend. God,
it was.
I thought for sure.
I was trying to. Everybody was chirping me for the picks. Obviously, Brooks got ejected into the sea. Shot like 12 over that one day.
What happened to him?
He was 3 under.
Uh-huh.
The weather came. He had to wait an entire day to play his ball on 16. Proceeded to go 3 over for the rest of the round, so he was even.
Yep.
And then, shot like 9 over the next round because they were playing in like 60-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah.
So he got boned by the time.
Yeah,
in weather.
Yeah, he did. Keegan Bradley has no excuse.
No, not really.
Other than just choking.
Yeah.
That's why I miss Tiger. Tiger wouldn't have fucking missed that shit.
Well, Tiger chokes when he drives a car, so that's why he's not playing.
Only if he's on drugs or being chased by his wife with a golf club and on drugs.
Several times. I mean, countless times. He needs a driver.
Tiger's not on the course because he choked off the course.
No, he's just on drugs all the time.
Yeah.
Give him a break.
Speaking of Tiger Woods, they did an interview with him yesterday. It sounded to me like he didn't know if he would ever play again. I don't know if you watched that piece. It was about a 20-minute interview. Why are they shooting everything in the fucking dark these days? I have no idea. Yet another interview where it was like, you have 2 black guys on set. Light them properly. All you have to do is the proper lighting.
I think you might have glaucoma.
Definitely do not.
Yeah.
And to back it up, that fucking statement I made about the new Batman was word for word what I said about the Game of Thrones episode where the whole fight scene was in the goddamn dark.
Yeah, but it's you and other fucking people with glaucoma that are bitching about it. I saw that movie. It was fine.
You said it was in the dark. You said the entire thing was in the dark. You said that on the show.
No, it is shot in the dark a little bit, yeah, but it's not like unwatchable dark.
I mean, it takes place at nighttime, right?
I guess. We can't see the fucking people anymore? You're going to pay $80 to go and not see the people?
You're just getting old.
No, it's not that.
And your eyes don't work anymore.
The way that
how many fucking fingers am I holding?
Shots that's 1. And that's the only thing you can see in Batman was 2, and it was just the points of the ears. And Pattinson was good, and they didn't let him have the mask off at all throughout that whole goddamn thing.
He had it off in a couple of scenes, but
2 scenes.
It was like the Crow kind of, right?
Yeah.
Black eye makeup and emo hair.
Yeah.
By the way, I am down with blaming society if you go blind, just as a general rule. It's everyone else's problem. It's everyone else's fault if you're blind.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's also you can blame blame your personal deficiencies in life on Russia now.
Yes.
That's acceptable, right? Like if you fucking fuck up at work,
But to be fair, I said this a couple months ago. It's hilarious because it's that scene from Forrest Gump where he hits his girlfriend and he's like, "It was fucking Nixon."
Yeah.
So
that
now
was
that's
acceptable though back in the day.
Yeah.
You could beat women because of Richard Nixon.
It was at the Black Panther Party.
I mean, Richard Nixon would support that too. I think.
Fuck yeah, he would.
Yeah.
Is he alive?
Who cares?
No. R.I.P. R.I.P.
He died in 2003 or some shit.
Did he really?
94, I believe. Yeah.
It wasn't that long.
It was I think it's 94.
Shit, dude. Well, whatever, dude. It's a sports show, not a goddamn presidential show.
94, good call.
Keegan Bradley is out. Maybe the guy with a mullet. You can keep it on, Giorgio, and give us an update of who's going to win that thing. Hopefully the mullet guy with the fucking mustache wins just because he looks cool. But that's about it. That's a wash for us this weekend. Next up, Naomi Osaka had another meltdown where she actually grabbed the microphone from the chair umpire and said she wanted to make a speech to the crowd after getting smoked 6-0, 6-4 in straight sets. I listened to the clip. There was one guy in the crowd who just screamed out, "You suck," which is the tamest thing I think I've ever heard from fans that would rattle you.
Right.
She's clearly got some other fucking mental issues. She should probably step away or just retire at this point. Like, what the fuck is going on? That you're going to stop the tournament and demand the microphone.
It was after the match. She asked for it during the match, and they wouldn't give it to her. So it was after the match.
So wait, she wanted to interrupt the actual.
I didn't hear
She
that.
actually, I think, tried to say something during the match, and they were like, "No." And then at the end of the match, she addressed the audience and was like upset that someone yelled, "You suck."
And that's exactly what it was, by the way. It was a Bob yelling, "You suck."
Yeah.
And then she cried and had a fucking meltdown. Why did they give her the mic afterwards?
So she wants the good attention and the money, right? But not any of the negative part. Does that
Yeah.
sound like anybody you know? Anybody, I don't know, under the age of 30? I'm sorry, everybody under
Right.
the age
Everyone
of fucking
under
30.
the yeah.
Jesus
It's just
Christ.
she's just like hype, like she's just extremely like Zoomer, and it's disappointing too because she's a literal Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Like she's won 4 Grand Slams. She will go to the Hall of Fame. Like she's a tennis Hall of Famer, like easily, without question.
But definitely the most pathetic.
Easily.
I mean,
do you
it's
think
just
she'll cry during her speech?
So here's the thing: like I actually wouldn't mind her being overly sensitive if she didn't then go and chase positive attention, right? Like if she was just like a sensitive person.
If it was real and she was an introvert or whatever it is she
Yeah.
says, then she wouldn't be out there fucking begging for the positive. She wouldn't be asking for the microphone
Right.
to get people in the stands to apologize or make
she
a
wouldn't be doing a
statement.
Netflix documentary about how
Yeah,
brave she is and
like,
shit. Like
fuck off.
it's really just fucking obnoxious.
Is she really doing a Netflix doc?
The Netflix thing or whatever already came out. I don't remember what it was on. She had a documentary come out, and maybe it was shot before
I
this stuff.
don't really have a problem with like mental health addressing it and everything, but like when you monetize that,
Right.
that's where it's like, okay,
Well, it's like that's what's going on in Western culture. That's her identity, is that she's broken.
Mm-hmm.
All this other stuff is just stuff she does, but her identity at the core is a broken
Right.
person. And you should feel sorry for
Yeah.
her, despite the fact that she's incredibly successful and rich.
Yes.
Like, sorry, I don't feel sorry for you.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
It's getting pretty obnoxious, which stinks because she is. There's not a lot of. There's not really any stars on the women's tour right now.
Yeah.
In the WTA, she was the closest thing to being the next like dominant player, because it's really just like a bunch of Europeans who will like win one here and there,
Yeah.
and that's it. And you got like Coco Gauff coming up, but she hasn't really won anything yet. So Osaka was honestly supposed to be the next thing in the
Serena,
WTA,
yeah.
and she's just kind of mentally fallen apart. And like I'll give her a little credit in that, like, even though she plays as under the Japanese flag and she is half Japanese, like she's an American. She grew up in America, right? Like she's a total American Zoomer, whatever. So she has American sensibilities, and like the European press is a little more asshole-ish than
who did
she's
she-
probably used to.
Who did she represent in the Olympics last summer?
Japan.
Yeah.
She plays for Japan, but she grew up in America. Her mom's her mom's Japanese. I think her dad was in the military.
I can understand it from the perspective of people that aren't good enough to make the first team and need to go represent their parents' country or grandparents' country. But she's one of the top golfers in the world. And she
Tennis
just- or golfers, what the fuck? Tennis players in the world. And so what? She just sold out her country. She's never even fucking been to Japan until probably she was like an adult.
No, I think she grew up in Japan with both. Like I think she was pretty heavily
Grew up
steeped.
in both. You just said she was an American.
She's extremely American, but I think she spent time in Japan. Like I guess it would be kind of like a Kobe Bryant situation.
little summer abroad.
Yeah, like, but like, because Kobe Bryant obviously like completely he doesn't
He's
sound
from
German or
Philly, but
Italian.
he
Yeah,
never claims to.
Right.
Yeah, did he play for Italy in the Olympics?
Here's the thing, though. It's a smart business move to be Japanese instead of American in terms of playing under that
Yeah, I
flag.
Well,
suppose
they're buying their athletes.
I suppose if your loyalty and integrity has a price tag on it, then I don't really give a fuck.
I mean, it doesn't benefit America to play as an American in just regular tennis.
Why? Like to win medals?
No, well, in the Olympics it might, but like as a regular tennis player, it doesn't.
Yeah, and also Japan has so few superstars, like in sports, that
Yeah.
you can just be like, she could have been a mega
She probably made like 10, 20x what she would make as an American star.
So her loyalty and integrity has a price tag, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
I mean,
Good
she's
for
not
her.
really doing anything for America one way or the other.
She
No,
in the
like,
Olympics, though.
Get the fucking money, dude. If you're gonna cry and leave the fucking sport, she's gonna need all of it because she's out. There's no way she'll fucking recover from this.
It's a long path back to getting to where she was. And maybe she wasn't ready. I mean, she's young. She started winning when she was probably not even 18, I think, or close to it. So, is what it is.
She took up a
But-
lot of social justice fucking shit. And it's like, if you're ready for that and to speak out against social justice, but you're not ready for a guy to say you suck, I have a hard time with that. Like,
No,
that doesn't make any fucking sense.
It's soft ass shit, and that's the annoying. That's what I don't really care what flag she plays under or anything like that, but like that, just that general sensibility and the way she does her business in that regard is just completely fucking asinine.
Yeah, and I'm glad she's done. Like, I'm all done with the Osaka shit, the bravery, the everything else. Like, if every fucking athlete does that, because LeBron's doing that shit too, calling out people at courtside who talk shit to him. It's like,
So's Russ.
yeah,
Well, I get what Russ is saying. Like, yeah, it sucks. His kids have to hear people be like,
Russ, 'cause
You're
they're calling
fucking
him
trash.
West Brick.
You've got two options, Russ. Play better or
Right.
leave your kids at home.
Right.
You're not entitled to not get shit talked at a professional fucking sports game.
Right.
I'm sorry.
It's-
That's a big part of it.
it's fucking dog shit too, especially because, like, if that's the case, then just don't have fans. Play
No
in a
fans,
bubble.
yeah.
Play in a bubble constantly, because I guarantee.
well, LeBron loved that because he got his fake
Got his
fucking
title.
Right.
Yeah, that's where he
title.
goes.
yeah, because you're not because I guarantee he doesn't have a problem with people screaming at the opposing fan, like for home court advantage and shit like that, right? At the opposing team.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a line that, like, there are lines, but like it extend like that. The line isn't like yelling "you suck" or something. You know what I mean? Or like Westbrick. That is also tame as fuck.
And people
Yes.
have been saying Westbrook since he came into the fucking league.
Yeah.
That's nothing new.
Yeah.
He just sucks right now.
He
so
just
he's
lost
butthurt.
all of his athleticism because
Yeah.
he got older.
And honestly, it's a pretty fucking decent trade-off to make hundreds of millions of dollars to get yelled at.
Like maybe once a month, somebody says something mildly rude to you.
Yeah.
And
No.
in exchange, you make more money than you can ever spend in your life.
Right.
I think we should have a trade-off where they get to come into our office and like you just start to berate an accountant.
That's fine.
We get it every day. Somebody on the last show told
Well, yeah,
me to
we're-
cut my own penis and balls off and stuff it in my mouth.
We're on camera, but I'm saying like I just want normal dudes. Like someone's doing their route with the trash truck,
Right.
And
Right.
you just start pestering them and be like,
We can just drive behind him and follow him.
just start throwing trash at
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's
like
what
you missed a spot.
Here's what I can't comprehend. You know what you're getting into. Like, it's not like sports are new. They've been going on for 200
Right.
years. Like with fans, I'm sure back in the day. Fuck. Why don't you ask Jackie Robinson how bad it was?
Yeah, but that's not
You
like
think "you suck" really rattled him?
that's not like a goal.
What is?
Like we the tolerance level for bullshit has to be somewhere lower than Jackie Robinson.
Even if you want to go further back in history, like when football games happen, like fans would just go on and murder some of the players.
English football firms beat the Christ out of each other at every fucking match.
Yeah, Giorgio down in Argentina and shit. Aren't they throwing fucking smoke bombs on the goddamn field?
In Mexico. People got killed in Mexico last year, I think, in February.
There's
right?
been numerous dangerous occurrences. The
Yeah.
Boca Juniors River Plate is what Ross is referring to in Argentina, and that gets pretty crazy. The one in Turkey, Beşiktaş versus Shakhtar, they have like the wire cages and stuff to separate the two sets of fans.
It's like
But,
chicken wire cages.
Yeah, it's pretty
That's
nuts.
nice.
Even American football though, Teddy Roosevelt is responsible for the forward pass because he was about to outlaw American football for essentially just being like a reason to murder people.
Really?
Yeah, but that was on the field.
That was
Those
on
were
the
athletes
field.
murdering each other.
Yeah, but still,
Yeah.
Athlete on athlete crime.
Yeah.
it's like there needs to be some type
Liberals don't want to talk about that one.
of there needs to be some type of skill other than killing people.
I'll just say that if someone yelling "you suck" rattles you so bad that you lose a match, then you may actually suck.
You may suck.
No, she definitely sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At
she's,
life.
She's out. I mean, it was 6-0,
Good at
6-4.
tennis, bad at life.
Bad at life.
You know who doesn't suck is Cam Smith because he put that right beside the pin on 17.
Yeah, he stuffed it.
Stuffed it. He's going to win.
Was that his first shot?
Yeah.
Oh,
He
He shot to
dropped it
30,
right.
17.
30 to get to 14.
That's over.
Michael Gammon is saying, remember Strom Thurmond and how close he was with Lindsey Graham? I don't know what that
Strom
means.
Thurmond was the senior senator from South Carolina when Lindsey Graham first got into the Senate. He ran in 1948 for president on the segregationist party ticket.
Gotcha.
Switched parties over.
Yeah. The Civil Rights Act, basically. Yeah.
Okay. And then Kevin Walters saying, "Bro Box is in. New shirt is fucking dope." And then hard.
I don't even know what's in there. What's in the new
The
one?
seltzer. It's one of you.
Strom Thurmond's Bones.
Oh, it's the defund politicians with my face on it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And then he says, the Hard AF seltzer had me fucking hungover today. I got rocked. So
Well, you should hear there's one cure
8%.
for a hangover, and that's not to get the goddamn thing in the first place.
More hard.
If you don't stop drinking, you can't get hungover. That's science.
Yes.
And I am a fucking medical doctor.
You are.
So.
Speaking of which, you saw into the future. Major League Baseball lockout is over.
Yeah, I called that right about to the day, huh?
Almost. Why were you so confident in that?
Because money. The owners lost a fuckload of money in 2020. And so did the players, and nobody could afford to see any. I don't even know if they're going to end up missing any games. I think they're going to make those games
I
up in
think
doubleheaders.
it wouldn't surprise me.
They're short like
I think it's 2 series.
Yeah,
nine games,
Yeah,
maybe
something like
2 weeks.
Because it was something like it was the first 2 weeks of the season basically. It's like 9 games, maybe less.
Yeah.
It depends on.
There's a few extra off days baked into the first week and a half over like rainouts and shit like that.
Yeah.
All right, so they're back, and then everybody's making moves. Braves got a new first baseman. They're saying it is likely the end of the Freddie Freeman era. Matt Olson from the A's. I'm amped about it, but I don't think there's room for salary-wise for both of these guys.
It's not a matter of salary necessarily.
Olson's a pretty reasonable deal right now.
They've got him for 2 years, and his salary's not very high. They could do whatever they want, but I think they're going to try to go after some other free agent, either Carlos Correa or somebody like that. It's an outfielder maybe. And maybe Nick Castellanos from the Reds.
I would
who's a
love
free agent.
Castellanos. I mean, we need an outfield. We don't have a center fielder right now. Like, literally, there's no one.
Or
in
bring
center.
back fucking, what's his nuts?
Jock, Eddie.
Either one of those guys.
Eddie
I mean,
Rosario.
I would like them to bring back both of those dudes. Jock is comfortable in all 3 outfield positions, and it doesn't affect his productivity to platoon him.
Right.
So having him on the roster is probably a good idea.
I've seen so far on Twitter since the Olsen signing, the Braves are in talks with Soler and Peterson. I have bizarrely heard fucking nothing.
About Rosario.
Yeah,
no.
nothing about Rosario.
Which is interesting because not only did he have a good bounce back year after multiple 30 home run seasons, but he fucking torched it in the playoffs.
Right.
Like anybody that's a contender's got to be looking at that guy like the same way you would be looking at Soler or Jock Peterson. All 3 of those dudes have performed consistently in the playoffs.
Those were literally, you don't have an MVP for the NLDS round, but Peterson was the MVP of the NLDS. Yeah. Rosario was the actual awarded MVP of the NLCS, and then obviously Soler was the World Series MVP.
Yeah. I mean, it's the Braves are looking pretty good. They've got some more moves to make, I think.
Pew Pew Guru is saying, sign Ricky Henderson. I'm all for that. Let's get Ricky Henderson on the Braves. I bet you he's still in game shape right now somewhere.
He can steal 10 bases
I
a year.
guarantee you that Ricky Henderson is in better shape than I am right now.
Fuck yeah. Wherever he's at, he's in game shape. Matt from Tinder is saying Dan isn't a doctor like Dakota is, though.
Yeah, because he's not a real doctor.
He might not be.
I've performed a number of vasectomies.
Josh Donaldson went to the Yankees. Good move.
Back to the. I know a lot of Braves fans are going to be perturbed because Anthopoulos did a thing press conference earlier and said it was the hardest decision he's ever made. Blah blah blah. All the things you got to say. But I'm sure Braves fans feel a certain way about Freddie Freeman not being there, if that is indeed the case. And I'll just caution you to remember that last year that he wanted, the 6th year in that contract, would have been his age 37 year, and it has not worked once, ever, where a guy gets signed in his early 30s and the back end of his contract works out well for the team. Never.
So the only thing that's interesting about that is,
and we're talking about Albert Pujols and Miguel Cabrera, 2 of the best hitters in the history of baseball. At 36, rapid decline.
well, first off, Albert Pujols was 36 when he was a rookie.
Yeah. We got to cut that motherfucker in half.
God damn it. He's way older than what they're reporting.
He's got to be, yeah. There's been some other guys that have tried to pull that shit, too.
I think Freddie's a little different because Cabrera and Pujols in particular have a certain body that Freddie Freeman doesn't have.
Freddie Freeman is 6'5" and he's had back issues. That is not good.
I don't think he's had back. Most of his
Yeah,
injuries
yeah.
have been
He's had back issues.
on field
Too,
issues.
right?
Like he missed a ton of time of getting hit by balls, where a lot of. But I think Freddie's going to age okay because I like the way his swing is and stuff like that. Like I think he's going to be more of the way Chipper aged. However, so here's the thing with Olson though.
But he's not going to be worth $37 million.
And that's fair,
in
yeah.
his 37
That's
years.
fair. So you're basically paying on the back end for a win now situation.
Anthopoulos is not going to do that, and that's why he is my favorite general man. Like Sherholz was good, right? And
Really fucking good.
But I love this dude.
Anthopoulos he's top 3 in the league.
Yeah,
You think?
he's in my opinion he's the best after the architecture he did last year. It's a good mix between like smart, savvy business deals and keeping the players involved, respected, and happy. He's really fucking good at that.
Well, so that's probably the biggest question mark moving forward about the Freddie Freeman situation is who runs the clubhouse now.
Yeah, I mean it's Austin Riley's got to step up there. You got to think because it's not going to be Acuna. He doesn't.
No,
He doesn't
well,
speak English.
Acuna's still fucking like Ozuna is like Acuna's big brother. So and Ozuna's back, by the way.
Yeah.
So that's part of that too. I mean, it would be like Albies and Swanson essentially probably. Would be
Albies, Swanson, probably. Freed is
Morton.
Yeah, Morton's an older guy. We'll see. It's a good question. I don't know.
Josh Donaldson, by the way, to the Yankees.
Yes.
What's your thoughts on that? Him and Garrett Cole together. Everybody's talking about their bromance, that they hated each other before, and how is that going to work out?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
They don't. Josh Donaldson is just a hothead.
Yeah.
He's not a grudge holder that's trying to fight people like 2 or 3 series or even half the year down the road. He just gets hot in a moment and then he's over it usually. I don't think it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, like he's the type of guy that everyone loves to have on their team and hates to play against.
Yeah.
Like Garrett Cole is probably going to love him as soon as they're teammates.
The Braves love Josh Donaldson.
I did too. I thought he was fucking rad. If
awesome.
it wasn't for Riley being there coming up,
Yeah.
we
I mean, they made the right move. Riley had a good year, a good building year, and fucking Ozuna torched it that year, so they made the right move. But yeah, it's I always like Josh Donaldson. I like that he's fucking fiery and talking shit all the time. It's fun.
Yeah.
I don't know why even when we've played against him, it's still like, why would I get mad about that? If you don't want him to run his mouth, get him out.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Now that the lockout's over, though, there's going to be a lot of last-minute maneuvers here. So the next week and a half is going to be really fucking fun seeing where all these guys end up.
There's still a ton of huge names.
Yeah,
signed.
there's still huge gaps on teams that have made deals too. Like I don't know who the Yankees are going to have as catcher. Like that young dude.
They traded Gary Sanchez in that Josh Donaldson deal.
Higashioka.
Yeah.
He hit like 160 last year.
Right.
Yeah.
They might not give a crap about that. I mean, well, and also it's just the type of thing like, well, fuck the catcher. They still don't have a pitching staff.
No, they've got Garrett Cole.
Yeah. It's Garrett Cole and just like
And everybody
4
else.
fucking hobos.
I'm not even sure who else is out there right now.
I can't remember. I mean, their bullpen's dope still, but like the rotation's trash. The Braves are literally, they haven't filled out their outfield yet. The Astros still have holes because they're still trying to get Correa, and then they're going to have to react if they don't get Correa.
Yep.
They'll sign Trevor Story if they don't get Correa, probably.
Okay.
Which is a significant downgrade, obviously, but it's still 30 home runs, especially in that fucking stadium.
Right,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
And then what did I just say? Oh, Winker's going to the Mariners now from the Reds.
Starting pitchers, like the ones that were free agents, Robbie Ray, Scherzer, Gosman, Stroman, have all already signed. Clayton Kershaw signed a 1-year deal. Verlander.
Oh, the Giants got Rodon the other day.
Yeah, Syndergaard, Eddie Rodriguez, all off the board. Like there isn't any starting pitching out there unless you're going to trade for it.
Unless you're going to trade.
So I don't know. Maybe it's just weird to do a trade like that to bring on Josh Donaldson and give up multiple pieces for it when you might need those pieces to trade for a fucking pitching staff.
They're
I
just
don't
trying.
understand.
Clearly, they don't like anything that's left on the market, or maybe they're just idiots, and they're just like, well, I guess we can't stop other people from scoring, so we're going to have to score a fuck ton.
I don't know. I mean, they've given up on the Kluber rehab thing. He went to the Rays, and I guarantee you he's going to have a fucking. He'll probably win the Cy Young with the Rays.
Oh yeah.
Man, Michael Pineda's out there and Zach Greinke still. Like, is that going to be your fucking? Those guys, those names sound good, but It's not 5 years ago.
By the way,
No.
to go back to playing in the bubble comment from earlier, that's what it's like when you play for the Rays. There's only about 400 or 500 people at those games, so like you don't have to worry about shit.
And it's the worst stadium in sports.
The worst.
Literal bubble in many ways.
Tropicana.
Besides the boy,
It's not even old.
besides the Camping World Stadium that we went to.
Yeah, but that's not like nobody even uses that
No.
anymore. The last people that were using it was some soccer team, and they built their own stadium.
Yeah, but I mean, they use it for a few. bowl
Florida's got
games.
terrible stadiums for some
EDM.
reason.
Yeah,
Festivals.
that's not a game, asshole. It's a fucking concert.
It's a game to Giorgio.
Champ Sports Bowl was there. There's a
It's
few
my
bowls
Super
there.
Bowl.
It's Giorgio's Super Bowl.
But seriously,
EDM.
Not there to win.
there is no pitching on the open market.
Yeah.
No,
None.
no.
So I don't know. And then Sonny Gray
He just got
He went
traded.
to where did he go?
Did Seattle get him too?
No,
No.
it wasn't Seattle.
Let me look real quick.
Oh, it was the Twins, I think.
Was it the Twins?
I think it was the Twins. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the Twins
Sonny-
got him. He's one of those guys that was on the block all year last year. I don't know who else was on the block all year last year because they're probably going to get traded now. But there's I don't know. The Yankees are going to fucking suck.
Also,
Yeah.
are the Reds just in sell mode now?
Yeah, they're rebuilding and they don't.
I mean,
care.
they've made, so far as I can tell, they've made very little effort to re-sign Castellano. They should have re-signed him as soon as the fucking season
Right.
was over. As soon as free agency started on whatever day that was.
So what? Joey Votto is just going to die in darkness.
Yeah,
He might retire, to
He
be
might.
honest. What is he, 38 this year?
Or
He's
they
pretty
might-
old,
they might
but he's
trade
still
him.
effective. He's kind of got a old Chipper Jones thing
It's
going
actually
on.
a name I know. Joey Votto. There we go.
yeah. He might get traded.
I'm not saying he can't play. I'm just saying, does he fucking want to stay there and play?
No,
I know,
nobody
right?
wants to be
This
there.
dude has won an MVP, for Christ's sake.
That is the Reds might be the most. I know people probably would vote the Pirates, but I actually think the Reds are a way more depressing franchise.
This year they might be.
Joey-
Yeah.
Doesn't Joey have like stats kind of comparable to Tony Gwynn?
He's a Hall of Famer.
But like no, I'm saying like he has like ridiculous like low strikeout numbers.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's
like
an,
he only makes contact.
I think it took him like, and he's so good at making like a certain type of contact that he didn't pop out to first base for the first like 11 years of his career.
That's sick.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy. We'll switch gears, but stay in the state of Florida. Tom Brady unretires. Out of nowhere. It almost seemed like he waited for Selection Sunday to happen for March Madness. And then he goes, oh, do you guys want to talk about your sports teams? Fuck you. I'm Tom Brady, and I'm unretiring. I don't know the reasoning behind this other than maybe he took Giselle and the kids to Whole Foods on a Sunday in L.A. and was just like, oh, fuck, there's no way.
You know,
I'm not doing this.
The real reason is
The money?
inflation.
He had to pay for gas.
Yeah.
He finally filled up his tank and was like, oh, shit, I should go back and
Yeah.
play one or two more years. Who knows, man? But me personally, I'm happy that he's doing it. One, fuck Adam Schefter for ruining his whole career. He doesn't deserve that fucking bullshit moment, Schefter, of telling the world when Brady's retiring. Brady should do it. Two, the fucking NFC South is weak. Now that he's back, unless Deshaun Watson gets traded to Carolina or the
Doesn't
Saints,
matter.
He's still going to win the division and go to the playoffs.
If Watson goes to the Saints, well, Peyton's not there anymore, so who knows? The NFC South sucks ass.
Oh no. Cam just did what Keegan did.
Did he hook it into the water?
He just hooked it into the water.
Woo, we got it on in the background. here.
Lahiri's going to win. This is
players.
Lahiri's to lose.
Oh, that Indian guy?
Yeah, this is Lahiri's to lose.
Hey, so
man.
I just saw this on Twitter. In 2005, Chipper Jones was 33 years old, and he was signed to a long-term deal.
Yeah.
And chose to restructure his contract and take less money.
What about incentives?
I don't know about that.
I think he mostly just took less money.
he took like fucking significantly less money so they could be more competitive in the free agent market. They brought in Vinny Castilla and a couple other people. That's what a guy that gives a fuck about the Braves does. I'm tired of hearing about Freddie Freeman. We're done with that guy.
I think this is
Like
his
you're
last
doing it for
contract.
fucking money?
Yeah,
Fuck you,
he's
man.
Trying to get he's trying to get the
How
last
much
fucking
money?
dollars.
Like for what? You're
I'm
gonna,
with you.
You're gonna fucking mortgage your reputation, and I think, in my opinion, that's exactly what he's doing for a couple more bucks. What's the difference between 150 million and 175 million? Honestly,
Well-
is that really that big of a fucking deal?
Not when there's something else arguably of greater value on the line. Like if it's just like a raw numbers situation where you're a fucking hired gun type of player,
Sure, yeah.
that's whatever. Do you.
But
But
he-
yeah, there's a certain amount of like capital or like shit you can't buy that is being like a pillar of a franchise and all that stuff.
Like Chipper
being,
Jones.
And like Chipper, like Hank Aaron.
Yeah.
Like he and that's the thing, and that's what's disappointing is, and look, it's not to say like I'm not going to blame a guy for not wanting to get paid necessarily, but he essentially said, I guess basically he would rather have the respect that he thinks money brings him or being a highly paid player brings him than the respect of standing as a pillar of the franchise next to Aaron and Chipper and Smoltz and, Eddie Matthews.
Yeah, and that tells you everything you need to know about Freddie Freeman, in my opinion.
Well, we'll see where he ends up.
He's gonna. I can't wait. He's gonna be at the Dodgers, and we're gonna fucking light their ass up in the fucking NLCS again.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be wild about facing Freeman and Muncy back to back.
BT Bates, by the way, in the chat's got something interesting here. He said, from Bill Simmons' inside sources, he said Brady pulled that in hopes the Bucks would trade him to San Francisco. I have not heard that, but that would be wild. Why not just sign with San Francisco?
Right.
Because I think they still have
him under contract?
yeah.
Ah, gotcha.
You can't
Shit.
unretire, I guess.
Yeah, he was due that $50 million roster bonus. Remember
Okay.
on March 5th or whatever.
So then what? Garoppolo would go to Tampa, I guess?
I don't know now.
Trey Lance?
Garoppolo might be going to Indy. I don't know.
Does Tom Brady just hate Jimmy Garoppolo?
Yeah, he just cock-blocked the shit
It
out
would
of him.
be amazing if that happened.
Like
dude.
Tom Brady's entire second half of his career is just like Garoppolo said something snide to him in the locker room, and he's like, "I'm gonna fuck you for the rest of your life."
He's just going to try to sign with the team that Garoppolo's on over and over. That would be pretty funny.
Look, it'd be great. Seattle Seahawks are clearly in rebuild mode, so that'd be an easy division. Well, I guess the Rams are in that division.
It's going to be a rough couple of years up there in Seattle.
Oh, yeah, dude.
3 or 4 years of misery.
Who wants to live there? Is what I like. I look at cities you would actually want to live in. Seattle's got to be way, way down.
I'm not sure that's the deciding factor, but for me it would be. Like if I was playing baseball and they were like, "Hey, you want to come play in Seattle?" I'd be like, "No,
No, I
sure
don't.
Can
Yeah,
you
the Mariners seem like a cursed franchise
Yeah.
too.
They're the
Yeah.
I think they're the longest playoff drought in North American sports.
But I just remember
Well, playoff drought, and they were founded in '69, and they haven't won a World Series.
they had
they
that
don't
season
know.
where they had the most wins in baseball
Yeah.
history,
Yep.
right?
And then they lost
got
in the
bounced
first round.
Yeah.
by the
They won
Yankees.
116 games and fucking lost in the first round of the
Yeah.
playoffs.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah. Today's show is brought to you by DraftKings. College basketball fans, join the action on the court during the biggest tournament of the year with DraftKings Sportsbook. Turn your team's victory into your own big win. New customers can bet $5 on any team to win and get $200 in free bets if they do. It's that simple. If they win, you win. We talked about this on Drinkin' Bros earlier. Throw $5 on Gonzaga and you're good to go. First round. It's a 1 versus 16
fucking
matchup.
lose.
They're not going to fucking lose. Take your $200 for free off of DraftKings. Do it. If Sportsbook isn't available in your state yet, you can still join the college hoops action with DraftKings pools. Everyone can play free pools all March long for a shot at a share of over $250,000 in prizes. It's $250,000, kids. Simply join a pool and answer questions like who will make it to the next round and who will hit the most three-pointers, and then track your results. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code BROS. Bet $5 on any college hoops team to win and get $200 in free bets if they do. If they win, you win with the promo code BROS this week at DraftKings Sportsbook. 21 and up required. Restrictions apply. And do all of the things there. Do all the things. Next up, hardafseltzer.com. The seltzer's out. It's around the world. You're drinking it now, Bob.
Gotta get another one. I'm
what do
going
you got?
shortcake for this one.
You're going shortcake for this one? What was the last one?
Did 2 peaches.
2 peaches back to back. Woo.
double peached up.
Bob's going to go 3 here. Giorgio, swing the camera on you. How long do you think Bob's going to make it today?
How long is this child's
Bob
gonna
getting
make
a ride home tonight?
it? Dan, yeah, I guess he owes Dan from yesterday.
Yeah, Dan owes me, so it's
Go to hardafseltzer.com. Order your case today. We only ship in 24. Shipping is expensive enough, which is why the prices that are a little up there. They'll come down once we get into stores, but we ship right to your house into 42 states. Everybody got them in time for St. Patty's Day and the start of March Madness. Speaking of which, we will be at the San Antonio Sweet
It'll be the
16
South
matchup.
Regional Finals.
Correct. Next Thursday, so a week from Thursday, we will be there, and we'll have some Hard AF Seltzers with us. We're going to do a live show, not sure where yet, but we'll let you know. And if you find us, we'll give you some Hard AF Seltzers to fucking party with. There should be 2 games. If Ohio State wins their first round matchups and goes to the Sweet 16, they'll be there. Ironically enough, in that same side of the bracket, so is Michigan. Looking at the bracket, which we're going to do our big show on Wednesday.
I'm going to Monica Seles somebody if Ohio State makes it just to fuck with you.
Be great.
Like, I'm going to wait until they're up 3 with like a minute left, and I'm just going to stab
Go
at
down and
all.
stab somebody.
Like, what do they got? Were they 15 guys on the roster?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can stab 15 people.
We got to get tickets after this. I'm looking forward to
Just
it.
call
That'll be
Benny.
a blast. Gonzaga got the number 1 seed. Was that deserved?
Yes. They were easily the number 1 overall team.
I will say I'm surprised they put Duke there at 2.
Well, they lost too
Well, they
early.
lost.
No, I get that, but I'm
Well,
surprised
they
put
lost
them.
they lost in the championship.
No, or did they?
Yeah,
Yeah, they lost to
Tech.
Virginia Tech.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
they got. But they got dicked down by Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually lost money on that game because I only put like 10. I was just fucking around. I put in 10 instead of 100. I thought I put in 100. I just took a flyer on Virginia Tech because I thought they were going to win that game.
Really?
Yeah, and I made nothing because of it. I don't even remember what the fucking odds were now, but I fucked myself over because I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah. Arizona is also a 1 seed.
That was embarrassing, by the way.
Arizona's good.
They're really good. They're really good.
Arizona, I would say, is the most talented team in the country.
So we're going to do a massive show on Drinkin' Bros for this, where we go through all the picks all the way around the horn for every game, every matchup, and including the championship games itself. I will say this because they did their show last night. Jay Billis and those guys, both ESPN college basketball analysts, picked Gonzaga to win.
I think this is if there's ever a year for Gonzaga to do it, it's this year.
I feel like we say that every
You don't have to be better
year.
than you
No,
were last
no,
year.
I
You just have
didn't-
to be better than everybody else this year.
Right.
Yeah.
I did not think they were going to win last year. I was on Baylor from the fucking
That's
get-go.
right. That's right. You were.
Yeah, we
I-
both picked Baylor from before the season started.
And
This,
now,
this just has all the makings, though, of a weird tournament, right?
Yep.
Like,
Yes.
everyone is just kind of,
Yes.
there's too much parity. There's no great teams.
Mm-hmm.
We
Well,
could
there's-
get some
there's-
weird fucking, like, double-digit seed in the Final Four.
this
Yeah.
is the year for that.
There's
for sure.
levels of parity. Like the top 15 teams in the country beat each other up, and then the next segment beats each other up. It's going to be interesting to see what happens when you throw them all in the tournament here.
Yeah.
Like, is it because it's not about talent level at that point? It's about like resilience and mental toughness. There's no way Duke should have lost that game to Virginia Tech.
And then also you have
that's a
teams
jamming
not
loss.
happen.
You have teams like Michigan who are essentially last year's UCLA, just like completely underperforming the regular season, but they're in the tournament. They have all the makings to make a Final Four if they want to.
Michigan's got the dudes.
Well, the wild thing about it is in that bracket, which, again, we will cover in a massive show on Wednesday, there's 3 teams from the Big Ten. So potentially they could all meet at some point, and it seems strange to me.
Wait, are they in different brackets?
Yeah, so
They're all in the South region.
Yeah, they're all in the
Oh, they're
South
in the
region,
South.
and it's odd. But
Well, I mean,
we'll find out what happens.
when 9 fucking people from your conference make the tournament, there's only so many places to put them.
Yeah.
That's true. I guess I would have gone 2-2-2, but then you're right. There's one team left over, so maybe that's where they went. But the only surprise to me was Texas A&M. I thought Texas A&M did enough to
got
get in
fucked.
there. They were
fucked.
23-12.
Putting Notre Dame in over Texas A&M is insane.
That's egregious.
What
yeah.
about putting Yale in over Texas A&M?
They were in AQ.
They won.
Who cares?
They won.
Why?
That's the way-
They don't.
them's the rules.
That's like if you win like the governorship of Alaska somehow, you should be allowed to do other shit. You know what I mean? Like it's the one state where you're just
Well, I voted for McCain, so I agree with that
you
statement.
just be Republican and you win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That doesn't make any sense because they play in the shitty Ivy League and they win that conference. Who cares?
Hey, man. If that's going to be the case, then don't even have anything outside the P5, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. Because when's the last time somebody outside the P5 won?
Yeah, it's true. As a Big 12 member, nothing but the P5.
This fucking clown.
Yeah, now you're there.
But Gonzaga can win.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, they're a good team. I don't know. They're definitely not better than they were last year.
They're not,
No,
but the
but-
rest of the field is so much worse.
They've been more consistent through the season, but does that necessarily translate to the postseason? I mean, the consistency is a byproduct of resilience and mental toughness.
Yeah, but they also have the number 1 pick on the team. He's getting better by the day. He's progressing.
Do you think he's jumped ahead of Paolo? Banchero?
For sure.
I think so too.
Powell's not even in the top 2.
Yeah. Holmgren's actually looking good now. He did not look good at the beginning of the year. It's just the type of thing where it's really, I mean, Gonzaga's very good. They deserve to be the number 1 overall seed. But last year's Gonzaga would beat this year's Gonzaga, in my opinion. But the field is a lot weaker.
It's wide open, and I have I'll cock tease this for Wednesday. I have a surprise pick to win it all that nobody's talking about. So I'm amped for it. I think this is going to be one of those years where it's just going to be fucking chaos. Look for the unders. If you are a gambler like myself,
I don't recommend that.
during these fucking conference tourneys, I bet on a fuck ton of unders, and almost
Yeah, but you've been
almost
like
all of
Virginia
them hit
and
except for one.
Yeah, but tournament time, it really depends. So I like unders in football stadiums when they get to like the Final Four and they play in a giant arena and they have that massive background behind the rim.
It's hard. It's weird to shoot.
It's
yeah.
weird to shoot.
Yeah, it fucks with your depth perception.
But
a
like
lot.
early on, there's some soft rims and dudes go off. Like
And also, they will pretty much no matter what start fouling at the end of the game.
I'm going to read you the scores from Sunday from the championship games.
Different.
I'm fine.
Different settings.
It's fine. A lot of fucking unders. Tennessee, Texas A&M, 65-50. Nowhere fucking close. Iowa, Purdue, 75-66. Nowhere close. Houston, Memphis, 71-53.
141 was nowhere close.
No, they had that at 148.
Okay.
And then going back into these games here for Saturday,
I'm telling you,
click the wrong button.
the way you get fucked on unders in college basketball is motherfuckers start fouling at the end of games. And in the regular season, a lot of times it doesn't happen. Like dudes, it's just people play the games of their lives in the tournament that they never play in the regular season, and then you couple that with the fouling because it's single elimination. Like it's win or die. I don't like unders in the tournament.
I love unders in the tournament. I always hit them, and dude, I bet them on Saturday too. This Villanova game, I was watching this live because I bet it. That's the only reason I watched this fucking game. It was Villanova versus Creighton. I knew Villanova was going to win, but I had the under in it. During the game, Gus Johnson actually called out the players for both teams and said, stop shooting fucking three-pointers. Mm-hmm. At one point, I think there were 17 of like 58 or something crazy like that. Yeah. And he said Steph Curry is ruining the game of basketball because every single kid thinks that they're going to be a phenom and they can shoot from anywhere on the court.
That's not true, though, with Villanova.
17 of 58 is 29.3%, by the way, which is serviceable if that's all you're shooting.
This has been Jay Wright's MO before Steph Curry. Like, this is just every Villanova team.
So here's the final stats. You ready for this? Creighton, in that game, this is a championship, 3 of 29.
Yeah, they shot 10%. That's
from
not
three-pointers.
No.
Also, you know who...
Villanova was 8 of 32.
It's not the worst. That's 25%, right?
Is McDermott still the coach of Creighton?
But that's
Or did he get ousted?
He stayed on the plantation.
So the total,
he's still on the plantation?
Yeah, he's still on the plantation.
Okay.
The total, by the way, was 11 for 61 in three-pointers. Gus Johnson's gripe was, why are 7'1" centers taking threes? I mean, it was a fucking awful game to watch.
It's because
if you have an under, you
Trying
loved
to get
it.
Drafted.
Boy,
Right.
It's because they're worth
Fuck
more
that.
points.
It is worth more than 2.
A 3-point shot that you shoot at 40% is worth more than a dunk, field goal percentage-wise. Like an open layup.
if you're good at it.
Yeah.
If you're not, like these two teams, I mean, that's just
The
fucking
thing is that they
embarrassing.
are good three-point shooting teams. They were just ice fucking cold that game. And I understand the point of like, dude, you're not on today, adjust.
Yeah.
That makes sense,
Or
but
at least like get to the rack, get fouled, shoot some free throws, and get your stroke. I mean,
Right.
that's generally how everybody else does it.
Right.
You don't go. James Harden will just keep launching, as he'll just keep shooting until whatever. But
It's better than that coward Ben Simmons.
Speaking of which, the old 76ers got fucking run out of the gym
It
by
was
the
like last
Nets.
week. Who cares?
That's what we're covering.
It was like
It's a week-long recap show.
A week ago.
Yeah. What happened there? James Harden looked afraid.
it's a regular season
You
game.
mean our fans brought it? Yeah, it's regular season game.
He was 3 for 17.
Well, last night he was,
How did they win last night?
26 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Joel Embiid, 35 points.
We beat the Magic.
16 rebounds and 7 assists.
Magic aren't really anything.
No, the Magic are terrible. But the Sixers, most of the games they've played together have worked out pretty well for them.
Yeah, except for the Nets. So, by the way, this goes back to the rumor that's been chasing James Harden. The reason why he wanted out of there was Kyrie Irving, I guess, locked him down in scrimmages over and over and over again. And then at the end, after beating him, said, "You're fucking washed."
Really?
Yep.
Sure, maybe.
Well, he's clearly not. By the way, he plays in games.
I don't
Right.
fully
Yeah, he actually
understand.
gets in games.
Like Kyrie was at the game the other day, and he didn't play. He couldn't play. He wasn't allowed to play, but he was still allowed to be there.
He was courtside.
Yeah, Durant
Yeah.
went fucking off after the game.
And that's what I wanted to get your opinion on.
Yeah, well, there's not any opinion to be had. It's just fucking
Move
Kyrie
on.
Irving is not allowed to play in the game because you can't work on the job without being vaccinated in New York City, right? But you can attend for now. You can attend things, which means he went into the same arena unmasked
Yes.
without a vaccination and
Right.
sat right next to the people that he wasn't allowed to play with, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he got the Nets actually got fined today, $50,000 for letting him into the locker room.
Oh, no shit. I
Fucking
didn't hear that.
asinine. Now, to be fair, Kyrie Irving also misses lots of games for other very stupid reasons.
Yeah, he needed a mental health break one time.
Yeah, he's
like
basically.
6 hours into
I
the season
believe
or some
that, though.
shit.
I believe that. He thinks the world is flat.
Look,
Yeah,
so
he
did,
goes.
so did Dennis Rodman, and that worked out well for him.
Yeah, Robin did it.
Yeah, he was fine.
Rodman came back
Blow
and
off
was
some
useful.
steam, man.
Yeah. Kyrie Irving sucks. Kyrie Irving is like 1 inch away from being the NBA's Naomi Osaka, to be quite honest. Like, he.
It's true.
Like, yeah, you can. He's more or less on the right side of history on the vaccination stuff, but don't give him any fucking credit beyond that.
Yeah.
What's wrong with Simmons? Why is he not playing yet?
He's got
Simmons.
is it his back or something?
Neck?
I don't know.
Yeah, he tweaked something, but he's still practicing. They're just slow rolling. Draymond Green's coming back soon, too.
Okay.
So he's going to come back today, I think, with limited minutes. And Wiseman, their center, is in the G League rehabbing right now as well.
Okay.
So things are starting to kind of like the playoff picture's coming into focus a little bit. But there's still there's a month left. Right?
Dude, this
a lot
is
of
gonna
shit
be-
can happen in a month.
I'm really looking forward to the NBA playoffs this
I mean,
year.
if you look at the top of the East
gonna be
right now,
fun.
Miami Heat are 2.5 games up on the Sixers and Bucks, 3 games up on the Bulls, 4 games up on the Celtics, and 6 games up on the Cavs. I mean, it's a 6-game separation with a month left in the season between the first seed and the 6th seed. And over in the West, there's like the Suns are pretty far ahead of everybody else, but there's only like a 6.5 game difference between 2 and 6 in the West.
So as much as I like looking at the standings, what I think the real standings are the odds. Let me find the most recent update to win, but it's essentially what I've got right here are the Suns are the favorite, then the Warriors. But as far as the East goes, the Nets, Bucks, and Sixers are all quite a bit above the Heat.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
the Heat play good team basketball, but Adebayo's coming back.
Yeah.
Or not Adebayo, Oladipo. Sorry,
Yeah.
Adebayo's a fucking soccer player. Oladipo's coming back, and that dude is a fucking physical freak.
I love it.
He
He's fun to
never
watch.
stops.
He just hasn't really been anything recently.
No,
he's been hurt this
He's
whole
been hurt,
fucking
man.
year.
Was it a knee? It was
Someone
a
last
kneecap.
year.
It was something brutal.
Yeah.
By the way, Cam Smith just won.
Yep. Players champion Cam Smith.
Players champion.
Also, the
Cam Smith.
Lakers are
There it is.
At
Proud of
least,
you, Giorgio.
At least we got
the
7-1
Lakers
this morning.
The Lakers are 2.5 games from being completely out of the playoffs.
So, by the way, speaking of which, a few of the Lakers players told reporters after the game, we only have a month left in the season, so thank God. So they're not even trying anymore, which is awesome. LeBron himself, look, he's playing like a fucking animal. 2 50-point games in a week. I don't know what the fuck they're going to do there with that team. And then they're
Must have
making
got
a
his
movie.
HGH injection.
That's what it is, right?
Yeah, yeah.
He's had it for years.
All the time.
That's what I'm contending.
That dude's on everything.
Yes, he has to be.
Yes.
A lot
Has
of
to be.
people last week were talking about how crazy LeBron is and trying to talk about GOAT stuff again. Because this is his 14th game with 50 points. James Harden has had 23 games with 50 points.
Right.
Kobe had 25. Jordan had 31.
What about Wilt?
Wilt had 118 games of 50 points, but he played against 6'5" white people.
And
Bill
Russell.
Yeah.
Who would shut him down?
Yeah, who would shut him down for real? For real.
What did Kareem have? He's the all-time leading scorer.
No, he didn't. He played until he was 42 years old.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, he was like
Longevity is
so
good-
Kareem
good skill to have.
was
He scored
Kareem,
20 points a game every fucking.
Every
Kareem
game.
was Hank Aaron.
Yeah.
Hank Aaron had 0 40 home run seasons.
All right,
Yeah,
please.
but he had
Put a little
16
respect on
straight.
Kareem.
He had 16 straight seasons without going under 20 home runs. too.
Right.
16 straight seasons of at least 20 home
Yeah.
runs.
6-time
Or
NBA
17
champion, 3-time college basketball champion.
And
Is calling Kareem Hank Aaron disrespecting Kareem?
I think it is.
What? How?
I think it is.
He's the all-time leading home run hitter.
Kareem's got.
Yeah, but
well,
does
Kareem's the
anyone
all-time
ever
leading
cons-
scorer.
No one ever considers like Hank Aaron the best baseball player to ever live.
He's routinely mentioned in the top 4.
All right, well,
Yeah.
Kareem's one, but
Are you guys watching Winning Time on HBO?
Not yet.
It's
I'm
fu-
waiting for it to.
I don't know what that is.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's about the Lakers, the
wanna
80s
binge
team
it.
with Magic and Kareem. Kareem.
Michael Johnson and fucking Rick, our what's his name? Sam, the guy with the fucking goggles. What's his name?
Yeah, Rambis. All those guys are in
Kurt
it. Yeah.
Rambis, yeah.
You'll
James-
love it in particular because
James Worthy.
the way that they portray Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is you in real life. He's just very silent, and then he tells everyone to fuck off, including children.
Did he say it in Arabic?
Well, he's in the public eye. Like we hear from Kareem all the time.
But I didn't know what he was like
writes
behind the
a lot.
scenes.
He does. Kareem
a lot
does.
of writing.
I'll be just like going through a newspaper or something, like online. Not obviously not like physically reading a newspaper.
And you just pick Kareem wrote this
And
up.
there's like, and there'll just be an op-ed from Kareem, like in like Time,
Yeah.
or the New York Times or the Wall Street Journal. So like, could just be a random Kareem Abdul-Jabbar op-ed.
If you ever wanted to see Jerry West have graphic sex,
Yeah.
hardcore sex,
Which
you get
I
to see
do.
that.
But I want
Yeah.
it now. I don't want young Jerry.
It wasn't that young.
Yeah.
In this doc either, but it feels like a doc.
Do you ever think he tried to fucking gack the logo onto some chick's face, like to get it so his
No.
No, you've got to get one of those like biscuit cutter things.
Yeah, like a stencil.
Stencil,
Yeah.
yeah.
You just put it down in there and you blast on that.
Yeah.
According to this series, he hates the logo, everything else. All he wanted to do was win a championship, and he never did it.
Or it's like Batman. It's like the fucking Ben Affleck Batman where he's fucking branding people. Every girl that fucking Jerry West fucked has got a brand on her. It's
Great.
You're welcome, honey. Get the fuck out.
Like his fucking steak.
How fucking funny would that be?
Great.
I'm surprised somebody hasn't done some shit like that in sports. Like that's a Trevor Bauer thing for sure.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
Trevor
Yeah, that
Bauer
is
will-
that- Absolutely.
That's his
It'll
next,
happen.
That's his next move. He's
Yeah,
gonna-
what's the closest thing to that? Yeah, Jeets.
I guess.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, Jeets and his gift baskets.
The gift baskets.
Yeah.
Of course.
Red Auerbach showed up last night. It's played by Michael Chiklis from The Shield. So,
It's a good choice.
Yeah,
Red
it's a fun.
Auerbach.
It's a fun cast. It's a fun cast. John C. Reilly is Jerry Buss. Is
Do you know this is
really
the
fun.
show that caused McKay and Farrell to have a falling out?
And I understand why. It should have always been John C. Reilly. I don't know why Will Ferrell was even an option for Jerry West.
For Jerry West?
Yeah, it's strange. Not
No.
Jerry, I'm sorry, not Jerry West.
Jerry
Jerry
Buss.
Buss.
Oh.
But it's strange. Yeah. So
Also, John
Isn't
C.
Will
Reilly.
Ferrell like 6'4" or some shit?
he's tall.
Yeah, he's
big
really
dude.
tall.
But John C. Reilly just has way more range.
But he also looks
Yeah.
identical to Jerry West. Like Jerry Buss. Wait and see.
Well, he's got a
It's
creepy
good.
face, yeah.
Yeah.
If that's what you mean.
Yeah.
But it was supposed to be Farrell, but it was more not that they replaced him, but how they replaced him. Like apparently it was a very like you were in Hollywood, you probably knows better than anybody, but it was just a very like
He
cold,
didn't tell
sketchy
him, yeah.
situation. Yeah.
Like he found out from John C. Reilly he was getting replaced
And I mean, let's be honest.
Wait, he
every
found
role-
out from the guy that was replacing him?
because
Yeah.
they did Step Brothers.
Why would
together.
McKay? I know, but they've been friends for They did Talladega
They did
Nights
Saturday Night
together.
Live
McKay
together.
apologized in the press, but is not to Will Ferrell yet. So yeah,
Will Ferrell's like a pretty nice dude that doesn't fuck people over in business. Why would you do that to him?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like he's one of the most lovable dudes of all time.
They were partners for 20-something years. Dating
Well,
back to
Adam McKay's a
NSL.
cunt. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, he's a fucking asshole.
So who? I mean, he probably just like, you know what? I'm a cunt. I got to do some cunt shit.
It would not surprise me if McKay got a little big for his britches after Big Short. He was like, I'm a real filmmaker now. Like blah blah.
That's
blah.
exactly what happened. It's
Yeah.
exactly, and all he does is these Oscar movies and shit like that. Well, I guess if you consider them. I still don't.
I mean, it's nominated.
I'm actually working on a screenplay for. It is kind of a historical fiction of the Ukraine-Russia conflict.
Sure.
And basically, President Zelensky saves a trans woman of color, right, from the Russians. And then he
Puts her in the Olympics?
Yeah, he fights Vladimir Putin hand-to-hand combat. But, just through how good of a person he is, he converts Putin to a capitalist. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And then Putin, trans woman.
All right. By the way, Elon Musk today called out Putin and said he wanted to fight him.
Yeah, Jake Paul did that 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
He made like a fake fight card where it's like Jake Paul versus Vladimir Putin. I would watch any of those.
Yeah.
Same.
Putin's tiny.
He's a
Little
small
man.
man and he's 70 years old.
Yeah.
But he's also not the smallest.
He's a black
Russian
belt
dictator.
judoka.
Is he really?
I mean, they technically stripped him of his black belt recently.
Yeah.
Okay,
Don-
but
Yeah,
what
but
is-
you don't lose
how
your
did-
skill.
How did he get that black belt? Because I've seen him play hockey with and against the Russian national team, and the goalies
Very
don't.
good.
The goalies don't try so
I'll
hard
tell you,
when
Rob,
he's
it's
on the
because
ice.
he was the president of the International Judo Association. Yeah, so he probably gave it to himself.
No, I'm pretty sure it's because he was a fucking murderer for years.
Right.
Well, that's the
Russian
thing. So
government.
he did like how many like there? Putin has literally thousands, maybe tens of thousands of bodies on his like overall resume.
Mm-hmm.
But how many do you think he has with his hands in particular?
Probably a dozen.
Yeah.
I'd say 4.
No, I would say a dozen or two.
4 dozen.
It's hard to kill somebody with your bare hands, though.
No, it's
Not if they're tied up.
I mean, you use a gun. You use a
True.
gun with your bare hand too. Like I mean, like anything like that. Like it's
Just kind of work the body.
Choking, punching. Yeah.
No,
garage.
choking is not a very efficient way to kill somebody like that. I mean, if you're going to choke him, you may as well just put your fingers around this esophagus right here, push up and in like this, and then squeeze as hard as you can.
Yeah.
And rip down, and you'll just rip their esophagus.
It's called a
right out.
throat rip on MacGruber.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only way.
It's surprisingly not that hard to do that.
Sometimes when I'm getting a beach, I like to grip around there and like feel my dick through her throat like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Some comedian I saw last night said that he didn't like getting blowjobs because it was too much pressure. It was like I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was like all the attention's on me and it makes me anxious, like I'm teeing off and everybody's watching.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a weird
Naomi Osaka.
take. Yeah, maybe
Well,
he was Asian, so.
If someone pops in and yells "you suck" as you're getting a blowjob,
But who are they talking to in that scenario?
That's
Because
true.
contextually it would be the woman.
right, you would be sucking.
Yeah.
But imagine someone thinking you're doing a bad job at like getting a blowjob. That's pretty. That might cut deep.
We should come up with Drinkin Bros placards that are it's 1 through 10, and when you're getting your fucking dick sucked, you can just hold up a 0, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this is not good. This is not good. Or have your buddies show up, 3 of your buddies.
Yeah,
it's like Shaq, Charles Barkley, and fucking Chris Webber, and they're over there with signs.
Holding signs.
like
Holding
the
signs
dunk
up.
contest.
Another big story over the weekend. I'm undefeated as the coach of the 8 and under Dripping Springs soccer team
big.
right now. So thank you. It's a 5-1 victory for the Bulls.
Now is that team?
5-1 victory.
Is that team all boy or is it
All
co-ed?
boys. All boys.
Okay, cool. I'm thankful for that because our children are going to be in the same grade.
Correct.
But you're having a daughter.
I'm making her play against your kid, and
Okay.
I'll coach that team.
Okay,
I'll
perfect.
coach that team against you.
Oh,
'Cause
I can't-
you have the option.
Oh,
by
I
the
can't
way.
fucking wait.
They do give you the option. So
All right.
if your daughter wants to play, I think it's up until 8, right around there.
Yeah.
You can play, and same with baseball. So when I coached Little League last year, there was a girl on our team. She was fucking good, dude. Like, it was weird.
I mean, at that age,
There's
there's
no-
not a whole lot to distinguish.
But it's pitch.
between-
It's pitch. It's adult pitch. So you still had to hit a ball off the mound, and then you still had to field.
I think they should do adult pitch, but the opposite coach pitches to the team.
Yeah, wait, who was homegirl
So
from
I'll just be in there pumping gas at these
the
kids.
Philadelphia-
They don't let you do that. They don't let you do.
Just
So
drop
you
it,
have to
fucking-
pitch to your own team. So I
I know.
pitched to our kids.
That sucks, though. I don't want to
Yeah.
play like that.
Philadelphia Little League World Series team? The girl was throwing overhand. She was the pitcher.
Oh yeah, fuck. That's right.
The black girl, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
I forgot
yeah.
her name.
She was 13.
She's a college athlete now. I think.
She
has
plays
to be,
softball
right?
now. Yeah.
Yeah,
What's her name?
she has to be. She was super. How do
She
we not know her
was
name?
famous.
She was
She
pretty
was.
good.
She's in the ESPYs and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Monet Davis?
Mono Davis. That's it.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. Way to pull that one out of
Dude,
the
if she wanted to stay pitching against dudes, she should have taught herself a knuckleball because obviously heat only takes you so far. when
she
your
at?
body
She's
doesn't.
a softball player at Hampton University.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
so she went for the historically black thing.
HBCU. Good for her. Good for her. Last but not least here, Deion Sanders got 2 toes amputated last week. RIP to those toes, but I kind of want him. Are those going to get sold? Do we
Like,
get,
do you
we get a
pickle
shot
the
to buy them?
toes?
Yeah, what do you do with them?
I think
send-
he's wearing them on a necklace now.
I say you send one to Cooperstown, one to Canton.
Fair enough.
Shit. Maybe.
Is he a baseball Hall of Famer?
No, but he is the only he's the type of thing where he'd be an exhibit in the Baseball Hall of Fame, but not like a member of the Baseball Hall of Fame because
His baseball numbers were surprisingly good.
yeah.
So I just watched the 30 for 30 on him where he did Falcons and Braves in the same playoffs.
Day, I think.
Yeah, he did it in the same day. And they went over his schedule and everything that happened. Look up his numbers for that World Series. They were fucking disgusting, dude. He would have been MVP if the
I
Braves
think it was
would
the
have won World
92
Series.
World Series, I think, right? Yeah.
He would have been MVP of the series.
Yeah,
They
he
should make
played-
their own Hall of Fame for just Deion Sanders and Bo Jackson.
Yes.
He had 533,
in the World Series.
World
dude.
Series.
What was he, 8 for 16 or something?
8 for 15, 4 runs scored,
How many stolen bases?
5.
God
That's
damn.
insane. It was a 6-game series too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he was stealing a base a game basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just if you look at his general stats, his 162 game average is he had 263 as for his career, but he had in 92 he only played 97 games because of football, but he had 14 triples, 8 home runs,
Right.
and he had 304. I mean,
He's the type of dude who has like a big slugging percentage but doesn't hit the ball hard. You know what I mean? 'Cause
no,
he's fast as fuck.
you hit a fucking line drive down the right field line, and that's 3.
Yeah.
Like, you're not stopping that motherfucker.
And we'll leave here with breaking news. Mitch Trubisky just signed with Pittsburgh.
Huge.
Yeesh.
Well, he's not the only signing.
That'll put Mitch Trubisky, Mason Rudolph, and then Haskins in the same quarterback room?
Yeah, it's the worst
My God,
of
dude.
all time. They may
pretty
as well
good.
just burn that fucking building down.
Pretty good. I believe in
2-year
Mitch.
contract he got. Fucking A, dude. If you're a Steelers fan, it's kind of over for you.
Yeah.
It's like all the Ben Roethlisberger personality with none of the Ben Roethlisberger talent.
The Chargers, on the other hand, are making one of the. I can't. It's going to be hard to say who's got the better defense between them and the Rams next year.
Khalil Mack is
because
fucking-
they have. They're going to have J.C. Jackson and Derwin James. Like, what the fuck?
Bosa, and
Nick
then
Bosa,
and then,
fucking. As soon as the trade, whatever the fuck window opens, I don't know what they call it.
March
Khalil-
20th?
Yeah,
Yeah.
March 20th. Khalil Mack will be there too.
So-
you have 2 elite guys, at least 1 elite guy, and at least 1 elite guy.
and then you got Herbert, you got Austin Eckler on offense, you got Williams who just resigned.
I don't know what the odds are, but this is a good year to bet on the Chargers to win the AFC West.
Yeah.
I think the Chiefs fucking beef it. They still don't understand that they have to play like a full game.
Yes,
I agree
take
with you.
the team with the coach who decided not to take the tie to go to the playoffs.
Worst decision of all time.
Yeah, he's it's him and Shanahan, and they're running for the dumbest motherfuckers of all time in the
Yeesh.
NFL right now.
You know what? Sometimes you got to do something real fucking stupid before you learn how to not do something real fucking stupid.
You're right about the Chiefs, though. They just can't. There's no leadership on that team.
No.
They have great players and not one fucking leader.
Well, they have a great coach too. It's just
Yeah.
like this weird, like moral effort leadership that they just totally lack.
Yeah, they don't have a Draymond Green.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's like they invite like every halftime they invite like Jackson Mahomes in to be like, you guys won. You don't need to do anything else.
Yeah.
Like this game is over.
It's really, you would think after it happening twice in a row, right? And then when they lost to the Patriots in that AFC Championship game, a little dodgy on the fucking holding call or whatever.
And on the shitty overtime rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But you really thought that you were going to give Tom Brady 2 minutes on the clock, and he wasn't
Yeah.
going to fucking. It was like 140, but
Regardless.
that's
To be
unless it's like 2 seconds.
to be fair, the Chiefs just proved that even 13 seconds is not enough to not get fucked by
Yeah.
a great quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he just got married, by the way, over the weekend.
Proud of
to,
him.
To
Who, Burrow?
Brittany, yeah.
Oh, you mean Burrow?
Pat Mahomes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's horrible for him.
She just got $250 million.
Well,
Yeah.
and honestly, if they get divorced, a piece of the Royals.
Well, how
Boy.
big was the prenup?
Like,
Yeah.
that's a good question. But he owns like 4% of the Royals, so
She got 2% of the
She's
Royals.
2% of the Royals, dude. All she's going to do is be on the field taking selfies the entire time.
Christian Kirk signed with the Jaguars. Is that a difference maker for them if they're able to get
Listen,
for real
no.
if they're able to get some help on their offensive line?
It's the worst division in football.
Also,
Yeah.
we shit all over Mahomes' wife, but I'll give her props. I mean, she's a day one.
She really is.
She found the talent. She found the diamond in the rough.
Sophomore year of high school? Freshman year of high school? I
Something
think?
like that, but yeah, maybe even middle school. But either
Oh,
way,
you're right. I think it was middle school.
he rode out. He wasn't like a big prospect coming out of college.
Nope.
Went to Tech.
Nope.
Wasn't
Yeah,
even
you're
really
right.
that great at Tech.
She deserves it.
He was a 3-star prospect.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
Was he really?
Yeah, it was only a 3-star.
Yeesh. Way to go,
You,
Brittany.
you don't think 3-stars are making the NFL
You don't.
that kindly?
Way to go, Brittany.
He
did it.
was the
She bought low on Bitcoin.
number 398 prospect in his class.
Yeah.
For
Wow.
yeah.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
Bitcoin at like
He was
$30.
Good for her.
Yep.
Good for her.
50th best prospect in Texas, yeah. Now, granted, family did have a little bit of MLB money, so maybe that's what she was getting. It's just like,
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Sign up for Drinkin' Bros Sports on Facebook. It is free. We will have our bracket link live tomorrow. You will win a signed jersey by the one and only Bill Walton from UCLA, from his UCLA days. Not a Celtics jersey, not a pro one. He was okay in the pros.
He's-
He was better with the Blazers.
So he would have been a Hall of Famer
the
were it
Lakers.
not for injuries.
His knees.
He had a couple. I'm trying to think of a comparable NBA player, but he had a couple seasons of just like almost like Nikola Jokic. He was very Jokic-esque,
Yeah.
I think.
Yep.
But he just his fucking knees.
It was like 18 and a half points and like 14 rebounds a game for a couple years in Portland.
And he was, I think, a brilliant passer
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
But he was always fucking hurt.
Always hurt. But we'll have the link up tomorrow. And then for Drinkin' Bros and Sports, we will be live Wednesday afternoon for a 2-hour extravaganza where we pick every single game for March Madness. So join us for that. For D'Anthony Holloway, Hot Bob, Delco Dan, Papa Giorgio, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the Monday Morning Recap. Good morning, everyone.